drift issues. We're going to talk about Kirby and the Forgotten Land to wrap up this show. Uh, have any of you gentlemen played the demo?
Yes.
What are your thoughts? I played a little bit of the demo myself. What are your thoughts?
I beat the demo. It was very good. For general thoughts.
I didn't beat the demo. I did play the first two areas. Although the little one has beaten the demo, and I will tell you this right now, this is very kid friendly at his age, and he was loving it. He hasn't put it down since I downloaded it for him the other day, since it came out, and it's fantastic. I didn't expect. I thought the whole car thing was kind of dumb, how he just kind of like sucks it in and then he kind of just like wrapped over the car. But it was fantastic. Actually, the car handles very nice in the game. I like it as long as these levels are laid out the way that the demo levels were laid out. It was surprisingly like late. It was just good like level design. I mean, it was I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. And I think if there are a lot of levels in this game and they stay to the caliber of what I played in the demo, I mean, the graphics were fantastic. I thought the scenery looked good. The level layout was good. The fact that you haven't played a fully 3D Kirby in such a long time that it's a treat. It really is. And I love my 2D Kirby. But there was something special about this. And I agree with Blinded when this could be the sleeper hit this year. I think it really could be.
Yeah, this game was not really on my radar at all, and I watched the a trailer for it today, and I'm gonna get the demo and play it tomorrow. But it looks amazing. Like I was really impressed, like seeing Kirby in 3D.
Yeah, like, it is really good. Like I especially love the power ups in this game. Like I mean, so far, right? Yeah. Like just like how it moves and how it controls and stuff. And I did like the boss battle. Like I thought the boss battle was really fun. And like to me, I really think I'm gonna like this more than Mario Odyssey. Like I feel like Mario Odyssey was just, it was kind of too samey. You know what I mean?
I was not. I hate to say it, but I was not. I am not like, and I love Mario, but I was. Yeah. I never even finished Mario Odyssey. I kind of just was like, it's okay. But yeah, this looks like it looks good. That's
now,
all I can say.
The big surprise to me was it was either like the first or second, maybe the second level where you get into kind of a battle with like 4 or 5 different enemies. You kind of trap you in the dome. I don't know if any of you kind of encountered it, but you can do like this dodge side, just kind of like a like what Link does, kind of, sort of.
Oh yeah,
like a
parry
time.
Exactly. Yeah, well, like he Z target kind of flip around and.
Yeah.
While doing that, I dodged an enemy and it kind of went into this like slow motion mode.
Oh wow.
I don't know if you guys experienced that through the demo.
I didn't.
So if you time your dodge just right, just before the enemy hits you, it'll actually like go into this slowed down mode. And it kind of allowed me to pull off like a slide. And I thought it was the most fantastic thing ever. Like I wasn't expecting.
Cool. It sounds like Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild had something like that. It's like a perfect dodge.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was because I was the the sword handler or whatever. That might have been part of it.
Maybe it could have been.
Yeah, the fact that I wasn't expecting it. The fact that he dodged it and it kind of went in slow motion. I thought, and I didn't see that in any trailer, at least that I remember. It caught me by surprise, and I really do think that this is going to be a big. I think people are excited because it's in 3D, right? That's what people want. They kind of want the series to move forward. And while I'm not huge on the 3D stuff, this one took me by surprise. I'm really excited to get my hands on the full retail copy.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff in the game, like the achievement system of collecting, and there's going to be a lot of collectible stuff in it, which is kind of similar to what Mario Odyssey was doing, and you can get costumes and stuff like that. But the one thing that is also interesting to me is the upgrading of the power-ups. Like that I want to see like how that's going to like turn out in the gameplay, because like I'm kind of hoping that the game ramps up, and also too, I like that they have a difficulty mode. Like that was also something that stood out to me because you get more coins and it's a little bit harder. I didn't have too much of a hard time playing it. It's still Kirby, right? So, but I think they're doing a lot of interesting stuff, and on top of that too, it's like I can understand why people want a 3D Kirby game. You know what I mean? It's just like we've gotten so many 2D Kirby games over the last 15 years.
Time.
Yeah, it's like it's time. It's like it's same thing with Donkey Kong. It's like, can you give us another one? I know Rare's not gonna make it, but like, can you still at least try? You know what I mean? Just to see what you could do. That's all I want is just experimentation with some of these IPs. So, I already have this pre-order, and I'm gonna play the hell out of it when it comes out.
And it has a co-op mode, which
yes.
Apparently, no games have that nowadays, like a local co-op. But
no, I didn't get to play the co-op blinded. But is this kind of similar to what they had on the Star Allies?
I didn't play it either. I was figuring it was like kind of akin to like Mario Odyssey a little bit, but you're just playing as a character, not
probably as like a Waddle Dee or something like that.
Yeah,
or a Bandana D, or
trying to like help the character who's Kirby. That's kind of like the impression that I got. Yeah.
Yeah, and having the difficulty mode, I think is cool because Kirby it started out as a game that was meant for like little kids that were not good at games. Like that's what it started out with, the fact that you can literally fly like through the entire level, and then you can get the powers and you power up, and I like the fact that would do a difficulty setting like that, because then you can have the little kids can enjoy it, and then if dad wants to play it, he can ramp up the difficulty a little bit. That's a great idea.
Now it's been a while since I've played Crystal Shards, and I don't really recall how it controlled. But I kind of starting out, I kind of wanted to do a couple things that were like 2D-ish, if that makes any sense. I was kind of trying to figure out how do I dash with Kirby, and there are parts where I feel like the flying, they kind of like limit you on how high you can kind of go until you get to the right moment to where you can kind of further kind of elevate with his like loft ability. Other than that, I think it translated really well though to 3D, because it is one of those things, right, where you're in a 2D space. Kirby controls a lot different than he does in a 3D space, but I think for the most part they handled it really well.
Yeah, I've been playing it. I like the demo. I've never been a big Kirby fan, but I think I might become one now thanks to this new game.
Nice.
Any final thoughts on this before we wrap up this show, gentlemen?
No, I'm excited for this game, and I don't really get too excited over modern games as much anymore. And it's like usually money that I have to spend on games usually go to retro games, but this is definitely one I'm going to pick up.
Yeah, I'd say it's this year for Nintendo is a
mind blowing.
It is especially if Breath of the Wild 2 comes out this year. There's no better time than to hop in and get yourself a Switch. I know a lot of people will kill me for saying that because the big dogs, the PlayStation and the Xbox are just so powerful. But when you got good lineups like Kirby and Zelda, Pokemon, and the list goes on and on, Splatoon, and all those other games, it's hard not to go with something like the Switch.
It feels
so much
fresh.
Software.
That's why
the gameplay is what it is. It doesn't matter if it's not powerful. It's like Nintendo is great at just making fun games.
Yeah, and I think PlayStation and Xbox this year. I mean, Starfield is obviously I'm excited for that, but like PlayStation, I feel like they need to announce something like what I mean? Like Horizon and God of War just seems too samey. Like we need something different.
Well, I think next year will be the year of like the big dogs, right? I think Nintendo's really expending everything they have this year, so it's going to be, I don't know how they can top this year, there's a lot of great games coming out. So I really do think that, you know, next year will be that, you know, the year of PlayStation and Xbox. So